Iron Mike is back, baby. He is back and he's ready to take Paul's head off. That's it. That's the video.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Um,
But
this
on the
came out
real,
of nowhere,
it
right?
really did. It really did. Just
What the
like
fuck?
just like
Like,
we're talking about it. We don't do combat sports. We don't tend to talk about any of this. But the only mention we ever talk about the Paul brothers is just strictly with wrestling because Logan is
yeah,
somehow very okay, not somehow. The kid was very talented. He was a Division One wrestler. He was a high school wrestler. So was Jake. Um, so they're athletic. They're athletic kids. They're athletic dudes. Um, just I think Jake is the probably the better boxer. Well, obviously also because he's been at it and faced more real competition, whereas Logan faced a retired 40 plus year old Floyd Mayweather just for an exhibition and for millions of dollars. But let's face it, this is exactly what's going on again. It's not. There is no way in hell this is going to be a sanctioned bout. Records on the line. It's going to be an exhibition match.
no, yeah.
It's an
This is
exhibition
good. This
match.
is an exhibition,
Everyone's gonna get
right?
slightly conned. No disrespect to Mike Tyson. I kind of have a bit more respect for him than I do for Jake Paul. But I just think everyone who's gonna buy a ticket to go to this event should not hold their breath. Other than,
Quick question.
yeah.
Quick question. How much money do you think Mike Tyson's getting from this?
Oh, he's getting a bag. Like his great
Like
grandchildren are gonna be set for life.
50 million? Do you like that much?
If not, okay, Netflix. You gotta understand too.
25?
I don't know. I could see him making up to close to 100 mil.
My
Just and this is and it's not meritless. It's not like I'm throwing a lucrative number. It's because boxing is just they just make so much money because there's
Yeah.
so
Well,
many like
also he's one of the most famous slash greatest boxers of all time.
right,
So
so
yeah.
this like the deals that they cut for like view like I don't know what they're like with the rise of streaming, like DAZN, Showtime, all that stuff like it I don't know how it works now, especially with stream. And we definitely don't know how it's going to work with Netflix, but it could just be a general payment and like streams. I mean, if I'm Mike, I want the streams. I want a general payout. I want attendance. Um, yeah, like this man's gonna get paid sponsorships, money.
Oof.
This man, I'm about to just change. He's gonna get over 100 million. There's every
Oh,
chance. Cause like, look, remember what happened with Connor and Floyd? They made Like
yeah.
that fight made Connor a businessman essentially. He was able to start his
Yeah.
fucking whiskey company, sell it, and essentially become close to billionaire.
Yeah.
So, yes, Tyson's getting a bag. Paul's probably gonna get a bag. Um, it makes sense for both parties. So, yeah, I guess I'm happy for Mike. Hopefully, he could get the weed business up and running still. Maybe uh, make a great weed. Some good MJ, some good ganja. Put it out
Yeah.
there. All right. So look, we were doing this just strictly out of pop culture references and all. Um, but we don't do combat sports. I'm a huge combat sports fan. I watch boxing, mainly though MMA is my prime. Combat sports along with wrestling, I guess you can argue is combat sports, but it's also entertainment. Same shit in my opinion.
Oh, wrestling's fake, man. What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, sorry, I can't bet on it. Not podcast. So I'm a pretty like I'm not a casual. I'm fully in. I check the rankings for combat sports. I try to follow boxing as much as I can, but to casual, even to like a purist, I've heard, I watch Joe Rogan when he has only combat sports on or like an interesting guest. I know that's kind of a maybe controversy there. I know he's popular, but also he's got heat on him, and he's always going to have heat on him. But I like to listen to the guests he brings on because some of the time they're very interesting and he asks good questions. Sometimes they're also rambling about vaccines and shit. Point is, like with boxing, it's become stranger now because or frustrated because there's so many championships out there uh from different organizations. And I remember someone breaking down a video if like MMA were to go the route boxing is, And it's frustrating. It's like it gets confusing because there's like an IBF, a WO champion, WBO champion for all these divisions that exist. And that's the other issue with boxing is there's so many divisions from these random like weight classes of one like 131, one like 132,
Hmm.
147, and I'm just like, man, MMA kind of has it right to an extent. Like it is every five, well, excuse me, 10 from 125 to 155. But then that's where it ends though. Like then there's a big jump in MMA from 155 to 170 when it should just be 165, 175, 185, 195. But it's not like that. It's 170, then 185, and then from 185 it's 205. There's nothing in between that either. So there's this big talk in terms of combat sports about weight divisions and boxing. So one's gonna assume that this is just gonna be a strict heavyweight match. I guess Paul's not gonna cut any weight, or in fact, he might have to gain weight because I think he never cuts weight. Usually, uh, fights at 190, 185, which is usually what cruiserweight, not cruiserweight, might be cruiserweight, might be light heavyweight, for boxing. Um, but I don't know. Like it could, like, since it is an exhibition match, maybe they don't have to agree too strict on the weight. But Mike Tyson ain't cutting weight. That boy never had to cut weight. He's not gonna cut weight now at age 50, whatever. Like, unless he's like cutting weight to drop to fucking not carry around that cane. Yes, the man has been using a cane and he's going to box. Um,
Oh wait, this shit is on Netflix?
yes, it's live on
Oh,
Netflix.
Mike's getting 100 million
I
for
told
sure.
you. See, I told you.
No,
He's
yeah,
getting
I did not know. I literally did not look into this at all outside of when you sent me
and
the
yeah,
like. Oh yeah, Netflix, bro. What? How much they pay for Raw? Like $5 billion?
yeah.
Like 100 million for Netflix? Chump change. That's
I could
nothing.
see him getting 25 to 50, like just straight up from Netflix. But then, like I said, everything he's getting gate, like attendance gate.
Yeah.
He's getting some of that sponsorships. Um,
It's
uh,
also this
yeah,
is one of the rare instances I think where people are not watching for Jake Paul. They're watching for Mike Tyson.
and to
Has
hope
he
that
has he done anything exhibition
yes,
boxing
yeah.
related?
He did the return. He got the hunger back because he started getting in shape again and working
Yeah.
out. And then he was like, "Fuck it, I want to do one more." And he faced Roy Jones Jr., I believe, and it was just like
Okay.
a draw. It was
Okay.
actually a pretty decent match. That's it's funny because I think that's where Jake made his second or third fight. That's the fight where he knocked out Nate Robinson.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you remember. Yeah, it was pretty bad
I
for Nate.
remember.
He got
I
turned into a
remember.
GIF. Uh,
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that was the
Oh
fight.
yeah, that's easy 100 million for sure.
Easy for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. Um, so like a- as a casual boxer viewer, and I should ask my cousin. He's more like into this boxing thing. Like this either is exciting for boxing, it's a sham for boxing, it's a disappointment for boxing, or it's gonna be like an in between. Because
Yeah.
I think Mike was a big supporter of the Paul brothers because he thought that it was getting boxing back into like it was getting its like name back in a sense, or like it's putting eyes back into boxing. It was bringing fans or new fans into boxing, bringing back fans because they wanted to see the Paul brothers essentially get knocked out.
Yeah.
So
Dude, do you remember the first KSI Logan Paul fight?
yeah,
That broke like all-time streaming records.
for streaming for for amateurs too.
Yeah. For two guys that aren't boxers.
Yeah, they just
And
trained and learned.
it's weird because I've always had a very love-hate relationship with boxing because when it's good, it's really good. And when it's kind of just in like a not great place, it's kind of unwatchable.
Yeah, sure.
Um, and I was a big Floyd Mayweather fan, not of the human
Yeah,
outside of the boxing ring, but
right.
I loved watching him fight.
So with that being said, I have a
Yeah,
question. Like, are you tuning into this?
for sure. But it's really it's tough because like I don't know. It's hard to describe my relationship with boxing because I feel very protective of it, even though I
Sure.
like don't really
Yeah.
watch it consistently or pay that close attention.
Okay, so before
Uh,
you get into deep dive of that, this is great. Who is the heavyweight champion?
of boxing?
Yeah.
Bro, I have no Tyson Fury?
Yes, so you're okay, is that it?
That's my guess. Is that
Okay.
right?
It's you're right, but you're also wrong. There's also another heavyweight champion out there because of the issues I was expressing. So it's Fury. He's technically the lineal champion, but there's
Okay.
also another heavyweight champion out there. I slip his name escapes me. He beat
Not Anthony
Joshua.
Joshua or
N-
Deontay Wilder, is
No,
it?
he Joshua lost the belt to this European guy. I forget his name.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, there's technically two heavyweight champions.
The
So
fuck
like
do they have two heavyweight champions?
it's not just two, dude. It's like four or five belts of
What?
heavyweight. So yeah, that's the problem. But anyways, see, as you didn't even know that. And this, I only knew
No, no,
about this.
I'm
Yeah,
so beyond casual.
I I only knew
Yeah.
about any of this stuff once I decided to one day because I had the zone and I decided to out of all the days tune in to the MSG fight and guess what that MSG fight was? It was fucking Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz and that's when I decided to learn about more about heavyweight boxing because Andy Ruiz wound up winning. It was a
That
fucking
was
fun. No, it
nuts,
was
dude.
I can't believe I watched that live. I was the only time I was so happy to own shitty the zone and watch that shit. It was great.
That makes up for you leaving before Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, a
Yeah.
2 out of 3
I
false
think
match
that
that
was that
ended
the
up
same
being
year,
like
2019? Holy shit. Anyways,
that makes up for you leaving right before one of the greatest
I
wrestling matches
know.
of all time.
I know. Shut up. Anyways, back to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you got a little bit more into it. I have been
yeah,
very casual.
super casual.
Uh,
I know you played the games. That I remember.
yeah, I was a big fan of the games. I guess I always had a respect for boxing. I think as soon as you, well, I don't know, because I know that there's some people like I don't really like UFC. It's a little too much, which I probably sounds hypocritical because boxing is literally just a
Hmm.
CTE competition. But I think that something happens when you watch enough boxing where
Hmm.
you realize that it's more of a chess match
Hmm.
than at least what fucking YouTubers have turned it into, which is just two guys swinging on each other for 2 minute rounds, with little to no strategy. Like actual boxing has like strategy, and you look for patterns, and you look for tells and
Yeah.
signs and weaknesses, and left hand, right hand, someone's dominant side, whatever. All the stuff we'll go for, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I think when you get into that strategy, almost analytical side of boxing, which is like one of the things that I started to really like about baseball. It's just like probability and chances that things happen, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, then I think it can get really interesting. But I think, if you're not really into watching people be injured, then you shouldn't watch it because people get hurt
Yeah.
boxing. Ideally, they don't get, permanently injured, but that has also happened. So
And there has been death.
I certainly can't sit here and be like, you should be watching boxing. It's amazing. It's like it can be, but it's also dangerous. And so I understand if people are not into it.
E is real.
Um, yeah, I don't know how to feel. I kind of agree with Mike where it's like boxing kind of did need the celebrity aspect. Also, it just
Hmm.
naturally lends itself. You just how many times is it's like who would win in a fight between these two random people like that are
Hmm.
just celebrities? Didn't they have some show on Adult Swim back in the day, like Celebrity Deathmatch or something?
Oh
Like,
no, that was on MTV.
okay, well, but
Celebrity
this has been in
Deathmatch.
the culture for years of
Yeah.
just like celebrities getting into a situation where they fight each other.
Hmm.
So I think it's just kind of sad that boxing got to a point where like it kind of needs this. I don't know how to describe it other than like it does sort of need the celebrity aspect, which is like for better or for worse, because I think not that many sports lend themselves to the celebrity aspect.
Hmm.
Like nobody really watches the NBA Celebrity All-Star game. Nobody really watches the MLB Celebrity All-Star game.
Yeah.
So plenty of instances
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
celebrities
Yeah.
competing in these sports and no one giving a shit.
Hmm.
And certainly not being like the NBA Celebrity All-Star Games ruining the sport of basketball. How dare they? Like nobody says that because no one gives a shit. there's something that where boxing is like a total 180, where it's like the celebrity side of it is all of a sudden really interesting. And that's sort of what's happening. But let's be honest. This is mostly a story because Mike Tyson is going to be in the fucking match, dude. I sent you that
Yeah.
video of
Hmm.
Mike. He's going
Yeah.
to kill Jake Paul. He's going to
Look,
murder Jake Paul.
look, but the other thing too, you gotta understand though, like that footage is from like when he was coming back the first time against Roy Jones.
Ah, he still got it.
So, I hope
He's
he does, but like
We
someone
all
pointed out,
saw The
Matt,
Hangover. We all saw the first Hangover movie.
bro,
Still
that
got
was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
it.
The man's using a cane right now. I don't know
Yeah.
how. No commission would definitely clear him. I don't even know if he's gonna be allowed to even do this exhibition
I
bout. But
mean, it's like I remember does it yeah, it was McGregor Mayweather. What was fucking Logan Paul also fought Floyd Mayweather?
yeah.
Yeah, so Floyd Mayweather was not known as like a really powerful boxer. He was a very defensive fighter. He won a lot of
Hmm.
fights because the man had fucking insane reaction skills where he
And
was
just a
dodging
good
punches
IQ.
before you even thought of throwing them.
Yeah.
Which is just one of the things that I really was so drawn to his fights because I know people hated that he was a defensive fighter, but
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
watching it. I'm like, I've never seen
Hmm.
anyone move this fast. Um, I just I feel like there's a big difference between getting punched in the face by Floyd Mayweather and getting punched in the face by Mike Tyson. And
Sure.
I remember watching the Connor uh, Floyd fight, and it was very obvious that Floyd was not going to try to really box him.
Hmm.
I think that Floyd Mayweather probably didn't respect Conor McGregor that much as a boxer. Um, and so, with these guys, it's like the same. It would be the opposite way if Floyd got into a UFC ring. If Conor McGregor wanted to actually hurt Floyd Mayweather in an octagon, he could. The
Hmm.
same way if Floyd wanted to actually put Conor McGregor on his ass, he could have done that. I'm very interested to see what happens when, like, do you think Mike Tyson's the kind of guy where that bell rings and he just like blacks out and goes back to the days where he was biting people's ears off and just wanted to murder everybody in the ring with him?
Uh, uh, uh,
Like, he's a little unpredictable. You gotta think he's a little unpredictable.
no, 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 no. Okay. No, I'll put my foot down. No, no, no. He's very tamed. He's tamed. He's a
You
diff.
think
He's
you
a
think they're
different
gonna
dude.
just go out there and have fun for 20 minutes or whatever?
I think so because I mean, when I watched him fight. I watched the Roy Jones Jr. fight, and I'm just like, he looked good. He looked like he could still go, but that was just a one-time thing where he might have also could have got a little extra enhancement because it was technically an exhibition fight. No
Yeah,
record was on
sure.
the line.
Juice up,
Um,
man, whatever.
yeah.
But okay, let me
So
put it this way. Let me put it this way.
yeah,
I feel like there's a big difference between Mike Tyson potentially losing an exhibition match to Roy Jones or potentially losing an exhibition match to Jake Paul.
he's not
He
gonna lose. No one. They're
Mike
not gonna let it. They're
Tyson.
not gonna let it go to like an actual decision to say, yeah, Logan Paul. Excuse me, Jake Paul wins. It's just gonna be a draw, right? Flat out because it's an exhibition.
No, dude. Mike Tyson is gonna get into the ring with Jake Paul and let it be a draw.
Yeah, because he's on a different mentality level. He's just trying to make money, cash out, and smoke his weed at home, and be with his beautiful family. That's it. That's all it boils down to. This man's was afraid to pick up boxing because he thought he was gonna be like his past self and be that
Yeah,
destroyer, the conqueror of worlds. And then he realized, oh, I can actually balance this. I'm good. In
right.
fact, yeah, like he didn't show that viciousness that he was one, and also because he was older against Roy Jones Jr. But even
Yeah.
like afterwards, like the post mentality, he would always show like that side of him. Dude was cracking jokes when he was done. He was like, everyone was worried about Roy. What the fuck? What about me? Roy was active for like couple, like even before, like a couple years ago, or like like technically, Roy Jones Jr. had fought sooner than Mike. Mike had him fought in like over 20 years or close to something like
Yeah.
that. and everyone was worried
Okay.
about Roy Jones Jr. And he was just, and then Mike was just laughing and cracking jokes. No one was worried about me. Come on. And I'm
All
like,
right.
when I saw that,
I got another question
sure,
here because the circumstances surrounding this fight to me just feel very interesting about what could happen
okay, sure.
if this actually occurs.
Hmm.
Jake Paul, pretty big shit talker.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Actually, okay.
I don't actually think you need to do anything to sell this fight. I don't think you
Hmm.
need a single press
Mm-mm.
conference. You don't need to
Mm-mm.
weigh in.
Mm-mm.
You just tell us what time it starts and we'll be there.
Yeah, for sure.
But is there a potential that Jake Paul says something that Mike Tyson puts in the back of his head and he's like, I'm gonna fucking knock you out when we get in that ring.
Okay, you
Like,
know what? When you put it that way, I hope he does because then I hope Mike does it, and then let's hope that there's no DQs.
yeah. Okay, well, it's funny, like, because Jake Paul lost a fight
Yeah,
recently to
against
somebody.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So, um, that's a blow. That's a blow to him. He wasn't really fighting anyone like that legit up until then, and then he lost, and uh, But I think there's almost a benefit in getting knocked out by Mike Tyson, more so than if like because it's like if you knock out Mike Tyson, people are like, oh, whatever, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't box anymore anyway. Like, who cares? Who gives a shit? If you get knocked out by Mike Tyson, you got knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You didn't get
Yeah.
knocked out by some 65-year-old dude. You got fucking knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
It's almost a flex. It's
Yeah.
almost a flex. And I just wonder if anyone could get the killer Mike Tyson out for this fight. And I don't know if this will happen. It's just kind of me fantasy booking.
Sure, sure.
I feel like Jake and Logan, if for some reason Logan gets involved in this, I feel like they could do it. They could say something that would not like anything over the line about like his kids or whatever,
Hmm.
but just like something that's just sticks in his head a little bit. And he's like,
Hmm.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I
And then
feel
when he
like,
gets in that ring and that bell, they hit that bell, I just
mhm.
wonder like maybe it's just enough to fire him up a little extra. Because I don't, I don't want Mellow Mike. I don't want Mellow Mike in this fight.
You want Destroyer of Worlds, Mike.
I want the Destroyer of Worlds also because it's the perfect combination of as this is why I wish that Jake hadn't lost yet
Hmm.
because the most of the interest in the Jake Paul fights was waiting for someone to knock him out, waiting for someone to
Yeah.
punch him in the fucking face.
Should have been Woodley, but
This
yeah.
is the guy. This
Yeah.
is the guy to do. This is you couldn't fantasy book something better than this. Fucking Mike Tyson is gonna get in the ring with this guy.
Hmm.
This would be usually a death wish for most people, and Jake Paul's doing it on purpose. Um, I really hope he says something to Mike that gets Mike a little extra fired up. I know he's happy. He's
Yeah.
gonna have money for his weed company and do more voiceover work with his Mystery Machine team. But I want to see him get mad just one last time, just
Hmm.
one last time, because it's probably it, right? Like I can't think of anyone else that would come along that would generate, that's like in boxing. Like Jake Paul,
Hmm.
love him or hate him, does seem to genuinely like boxing.
Hmm.
Because Logan did a couple matches and got out, and Jake has been in it. Um, but I don't know. I'm very intrigued, dude. I didn't even know Jake had a fucking fight like 2 weeks ago. I had no idea. So
Yeah, yeah, but it was against like a retired,
yeah, some guy who was like working as an accountant
or
had
not
like
even
hadn't
retired.
fought in
Yeah,
6 years or something.
yeah. He was just like I said, he was fighting journeymen and
Yeah.
up and comers and gatekeepers and shit. Yeah,
I guess respect to Jake Paul for somehow
yeah,
getting this to actually happen.
yeah.
Um,
Respect to both parties. Respect to Netflix for wanting to do this. Uh, I would not personally buy a ticket to go see that live unless I had the means and
no,
expanse or I just had a free Saturday. I know, granted, it is ways away, but like, you know,
no. Oh my God. We should do a PSA. Please do not buy a ticket to go to this. Please don't. If you have a Netflix
don't
subscription, watch it on Netflix.
unless you're, a huge fan of Mike Tyson and Mike, if you're listening to this, good luck. Don't hurt me, please.
Well,
Uh,
it just there was some I forget if it was like a video. It might have been a video recently about Jake Paul's fight that he had against that random accountant. But it was just like I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's like, man, and it sounds so hypocritical because I'm like, I'm gonna watch it on Netflix. I can't wait. But it's like,
mhm.
God, please don't spend fucking $5,000 for a ringside seat to an exhibition match
Word.
between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Like,
An old Mike Tyson.
yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, people do whatever they want with their money.
Of course.
But it just, I think this is like, from a spectacle side of things, it's fun, but like, you don't need to go.
Yeah.
You don't, it's not that serious. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a good Netflix, and this is good for Netflix. This is like the kind of stupid shit that they need to be doing more of
Yeah.
because this is really fucking dumb. This is really dumb. It's objectively dumb. This is an old Mike Tyson and a very amateur boxer who's not that good
Yep.
getting in the ring with each other, and it's gonna be on Netflix.
Hmm.
It's great for Netflix. Like, and if you have a Netflix subscription, you can check it out, quote unquote, for free. But it's definitely that was like a whole separate podcast we could do about Netflix's delving into live television.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It's definitely sort of revived the like celebrity YouTuber boxing scene that had like kind of died out a bit.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely died down a bit.
Yeah. Like I remember they had like the what was it, Creator Clash?
Yeah, those are dead.
Um,
Those have been dead a bit, but I know like iDubbbz has been trying to bring that back up. In fact, I think they're what they try. I think they're trying to do one this month. That's why our old classmate was trying to get on
oh
that
right,
card.
Aiden Ross is doing something.
Yeah, I think Aiden Ross has been trying to do like
Yeah.
some form of like boxing thing. That
Does he box? Does
no,
Aiden
no, no,
actually box?
no, 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 no,
I
no.
don't know anything about that dude.
I don't know either, but I don't think he boxes at all. I think he was just like trying to create a card or something
He's
like
like
that.
producing the event sort of thing.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay, I have a question
Oh
before we
boy, here we
go.
go. Here we go.
So this is
Oh
a big
God.
main event.
Uh-huh.
Big main event.
Yep.
What other matches do you put on a card like this?
Oh, easy. Like, I mean, easy to me because I've seen some of these fucking cards. You just put a bunch of like, up and comers, people who need the exposure.
Okay, so like actual boxers. So
Oh
that
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No,
putting
you're not putting celebrities on this unless
they're
they're
not
trying to
gonna
make it so.
do like I don't know
No, no,
Kai
no.
Sennett versus whatever Ryan Garcia. They're
I
not
could
gonna do
see
something like
no no
that.
hell no no no. I could see them like I
Okay.
could see like Tommy Fury being under the card, but actually no, I can't because he actually beat Jake Paul and I don't think he wants to be under him after beating a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I could see like Logan maybe trying to get on that, trying to get on that bag, but I don't
I
know.
don't think Logan would be an undercard guy.
I know he's more
I
of a
don't
main
think, yeah.
eventer, but he could do the
Maybe
co.
Ryan
No, but I
Garcia. I
could see him
mean,
be the
even though he's
co-main
having kind
event.
of a mental breakdown right now, but
Yeah, so I heard about that. I didn't watch the interview, nor do I want to, because I was a fan of him. But then, like, I feel like he did not take um Davis easily. Like he just Javante Davis, he didn't take him seriously for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah,
Anyways,
he did not take losing very well either.
I guess so. Yeah, it turned to like all the hard shit. Anyways, um, yeah, no, you put up in comers. You put up in comers. You
Okay.
put
That's cool.
yeah, you
That's
put maybe
cool.
like a title match in there. You're probably gonna see a good amount of women boxing in there too, because
Oh yeah, well Jake's been pretty big on
yeah, he has someone on
getting
his
more eyes
team.
on the sport and yeah.
Yeah. So he would probably put people who like are in his camp on there too, for sure. Like give him the rub. I'm sure like I could see like someone like some of Mike's friends like maybe trying to get a boxing check.
Oh,
Um
very interesting.
yeah. I don't oh you know definitely like MMA wise I could see Vitor Belfort being on there. He's a retired MMA fighter who turned
Mm.
into boxing. He also fought a very and this should never have happened. Um Evander Holyfield. He fought Evander Holyfield.
Oh wow.
Like like a 60 or 50-year-old Evander Holyfield. I don't know how old he is, but
Jesus
he fought
Christ,
him.
man. These fucking boxers don't know when to hang it up, do they?
Yeah.
Good
So
God.
I could see Vitor being on. I could probably see Anderson Silva being on there too.
Oh yeah.
But they probably might fight each other actually, so they might just save that. So yeah. Yeah, you might just see a bunch of these older MMA fighters turned boxers who are trying to cash in one last time
Mm.
happen. But definitely up and comers, amateurs maybe. But yeah, that's what you build it. Pretty easy.
Interesting.
Pretty easy for me to say that. I don't know. I'm not the booker, so
How do you feel about this
Oh,
exhibition match's impact on
I could
boxing?
s- I could see. Okay, so the way I look at it, if it was McGregor coming back to like fight a champion,
Mm.
I'd be very pissed.
Logan Paul versus Conor McGregor.
Oh, I
Did
would
they fight
that
each
I
other
would
yet?
watch that. I would watch that. I would
Yeah, I'd
watch
watch
that.
that too. That
I would watch
shows
that.
that's proving our point of how dumb
Because
this
you know
is.
what it is. Because as long as it's not for like a title or a number one contender match,
Yeah.
it's fine. See, with the problem with Connor is Connor's still in the MMA scene that like if he when he does come back and it seems like he will, we're just scared that if he wins, he wants it. He's gonna want a title match,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna take forever, and then and the mere just like he might and the idea of him winning just brings me PTSD because he'll hold up the division. Like
Mm.
he's not. People forget as much as they want to call him the GOAT. The man's never defended any of his titles. He dropped one and then he wound up being stripped of one because he was inactive. Because he and I get it. You made a bunch of money. You wanted to start your business, your whiskey. So do that. Just drop the title, and he wouldn't. Never did that. And for whatever reason, Dana never wanted to strip him up until he finally said, "All right, I have to strip him because
Mm-hmm.
we have to move on." So that's
Mm-hmm.
my fear. And but this is not case in point with boxing. Like I'm not like a big boxing fan. Like I'm pretty casual.
Yeah.
Probably even less than casual. So like this doesn't bother me so much. Um, because this opens up opportunity for someone else, and that's how you also should look at it. Like I said, up and comers are gonna want to on that card. Someone's gonna get a good payday from this, hopefully, and maybe move their career along. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But let you guys, the universe, the world, let us know what you guys think in the comments section below. Um, and yeah, let's have a discussion about this. I want to hear my boxing friends and fans out there and the new people who have subscribed to the podcasting channel. Let us know
Well, they
what's
subscribe for our Hell Divers content.
I
And-
know. We're not gonna that's not gonna happen until I get a
Shh,
PC.
shh,
Oh,
don't
oh,
tell them that,
oh,
man.
oh.
Guys, we're playing Hell Divers right after this
Yeah,
episode,
yeah,
so don't
yeah,
worry about
yeah.
that.
So we will catch you on the next one.